Does Final Fantasy XV need a remaster? Because there seems to be rumors circulating that this might be a possibility. But after doing some research, I really don't think this is going to happen, but it's a good excuse to talk about the fact. But we'll go over this rumor and see what is happening. So with that all being said, what is up guys? Jen here, hope you're all doing well. Welcome back to the channel. And yes, let's switch to me. How are you doing? We are on a website called Ganker. You've not heard of it? Neither have I. But apparently this is the source of a Final Fantasy XV remaster. But just look right up there. What date does that say? That date says June the 5th, 2023. So that is just out there already, and sites are picking up on this now. I don't know why this has happened, but it just kept coming on my feeds. It was like Final Fantasy XV Remaster, Final Fantasy XV Remaster. It's coming. And I thought, oh, wow, let's read into this. And then it was a rumor in 2023, and the first line, just here, it's not supposed to be coming anytime soon. So 2 years later, you'd expect that not coming anytime soon to be coming relatively soon. So I don't know what's happened, but we're going to go over this and see what is occurring here and then talk about it. I don't think it's happening, and I think that something may happen with Final Fantasy XV, but we'll get into that afterwards. We'll just see what the hope is right now. So it's not supposed to be coming anytime soon, but this is what's rumored to be done. An all-new version of the game, but with heavy asset reuse. So essentially, I would assume this is referring to textures, reusing them, up-resing them. I'm pretty sure the PC version has probably done this, but heavy asset reuse for our Final Fantasy XV remaster. All events from the DLC and other media will be rearranged throughout the main campaign. Now, this is just not going to work straight off the bat, and I'll tell you why. Because that extra content is done as episodes. They're done that way as a reason to make it worthwhile playing through separately. If you were to take those episodes, episode Prompto, episode Ignis, you are going to have a massive pacing issue with Final Fantasy XV because some of these are really long. Now, yes, they do leave the party at certain parts of the game, and that's where these episodes take place. So it would be natural to play them at those parts, but again, it detracts from the main story. These are better played as separate entities, separate episodes. So that I don't see working whatsoever. I might be wrong on that fact, and I would love to hear your opinions. Interesting one just here. New playable areas. So we could use our mind. We can try and come up with a scenario where this will fit. The first thing that would make sense is going and traversing around Insomnia. It would be a pleasure to explore because we only get a little smidgen of it. All things leading up to Final Fantasy XV, including its demos, made us feel like we could explore Insomnia to its full potential, and overall we did not get to do that. So I guess when it's new playable areas, maybe that's the case. Maybe there's a few dungeons they might add. But with this not being true, I really don't know what that would be. Again, let me know in the comment section below and below if there's any locations in Final Fantasy XV you think that's worth exploring a little bit more, or maybe a location that was spoken about and it would make sense to include it in a remaster of some sort. The next point, no comrade stuff or online game associated things. I think this is definitely one of those points where people will just settle on agreeing with it, because the less online on our single player games, the better. And I would agree with that as well. And I was like, oh, they're doing good things here. They are making sense. But some of the comrade stuff was not too bad, to be fair. I didn't get all the trophies, but I'm planning on trying to do that in the future. But we'll see how that goes. Now, the next point seems to be like icing on the cake, because Final Fantasy VII Remake's combat was so highly praised. Adding a point like this would really get people talking and really get them invested. And that's combat will be reworked to resemble Final Fantasy VII-R, and more members will be added. This just sounds too good to be true. Ariana, Core, blimey. It would be just amazing to have these characters in our party, right? And having a combat system that works like 7 Remake would be nice, because 7 Remake kind of is like 15's combat as its basis, but it's proved upon. They weaved in the ATB so damn well and made that combat click. So I would love that combat in Final Fantasy XV to add a few more layers, but I don't see that happening. Now, there's a few other things here that says, now this may strike people as odd, but with all the 7 Rebirth rumors, by the way, this came out in 2023, this rumor, it would make sense since it's supposed to have an open world to mirror the overworld in the original game where you ride around in vehicles, so they're taking stuff from games that they're already making. So, you know, that could make sense when they're developing Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. Maybe they thought, oh, they think technology and the things we've learned here, maybe we could go back and put this back into Final Fantasy XV. That would make sense, but I don't think it's happening. They'll also be making new cinematics, but not everything will be 3D. A good portion are supposed to be animated 2D paintings, which they did in Final Fantasy XV to depict a lot of the scenes, especially when it comes to the summons. So again, you'd click on thinking, that would be nice. A little bit cheap, but it would be nice to have a bit more lore explained, and animated 2D paintings would be the go-to because Final Fantasy XV already does it. And then it says, so if you already bought the base game or even the Royal Edition, it's sounding like it's going to be a different experience. This was really the most troubled of the more recent Final Fantasies, and maybe Square is trying to fix it for a new console generation. Like, potential was there, but everything was discombobulated mishmash of half-baked shit. Would be great if they were to somehow redeem its flawed legacy. Now that sentence in me tells me that this rumor, by the way, source, trust me bro, from Anonymous as well. This tells me that that last paragraph, this last sentence right here tells me that they weren't happy with Final Fantasy XV and this is what they would like. And I think it would be a lot of people's opinions as well. There is a lot of things that you could change about Final Fantasy XV because a lot was missing. A lot of lore, a lot of build-up to its world, and then under-delivering and then cancelling all its DLC. There's a story in itself right there. But I don't think this is the way you fix it. I think Final Fantasy XV is just done and dusted the way it is. And this leads me to the point I wanted to make at the beginning of the video of how I think we'll see something Final Fantasy XV related, or something that I'll hope. It's definitely not this. It's not this. What I would like, because I'm a PlayStation user, and I guess it could apply to PC users maybe to a certain extent, and Xbox users, heck, even throw the Switch 2 in there. But like a native PS5 version of Final Fantasy XV with all the bells and whistles that the PC does, because I'm pretty sure the PS5 probably could do a lot more things that it can do with Final Fantasy XV than it can do at the moment, because I think it can only run it at 1080 and 60 frames per second. You could probably boost that up to 4K, 60 frames per second. Bundle in all of the DLC, all of the episodes, because I think the Royal Edition didn't include the episodes. I might be wrong because I bought the season pass for the episodes back in the day, but I didn't get episode Arden because that was not part of the season pass. So having like a brand new version, a new downloadable of Final Fantasy XV native to PS5, so it runs silky smooth regardless of what settings you use, making the most out of the system, performing a lot like the PC version with all the DLC. That means all the cosmetics and all of the costumes, as long as it's not tied to any game crossovers or any licenses that they'd have to deal with. I think that would be nice. It would be nice to see that for me personally, and I think that's all that they would do. I think that's the minimum we'll see from Final Fantasy XV. Of course, we can have this conversation in like 10 years time, and maybe things may change a little bit here or there. But as of right now, and back in 2023, I don't think this is happening. I don't think this is happening whatsoever. So I just wanted to spend today's video on asking the question, like I did right at the beginning, do we need a Final Fantasy XV remaster? The answer as of right now is no, we don't. But I would like a native PS5 launchable, a lot like what the Resident Evil games have been doing. I think some of the Assassin's Creeds have done it, or they've at least added patches to their PS4 versions so they can do pro capabilities. I don't know the ins and outs, but that's what I would like from Final Fantasy XV. I am planning on playing it again very soon, but I'm happy with the version I'm playing. This sounds like a fever dream, but I don't think it's happening. So let me know your opinions in the comment section down below. I appreciate you watching, and until next time, I'll catch you on the flip side.